Today's adventure brings us to an abandoned water park from the 1970s. Would you take a look at that? This crazy graffiti-infested place is actually kind of good. That Lisa Simpson up there is pretty good, and there's other artwork that's pretty good, but it looks like someone went through here with their vehicle and decided to do some donuts here as well. But this here is in the town of Newberry Springs, California. It's right off of Interstate 15, in between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. It's about 2 hours from Los Angeles, about halfway. So this here is what's also known as formerly called the Lake Dolores Water Park, or also known as rock-a-hula. See, let's go back. In the 1950s, the Beyer's family purchased this plot of land because there's natural springs down below where you can pump the water up, and that's how they got the water to make the park. But before that, they actually wanted to be farmers. Didn't quite work out. So what they did is they decided in the 1962 to open it into a water park. It was the first rendition of the water park. And it was very simple at the time. It had like little floaty pools, and like there was a separate fishing lake, and actually there was 4 total lakes, and the way it was set up, it was naturally aspirated and filtered to where it was deemed safe. The first generation, the first form of the park wasn't that exciting. It wasn't until the 1970s where they added in the big V-shaped water slides that you can stand up on and attempt to stand up on and slide on down. And the 8 different parallel 150-foot slides that went down, you can reach up to speeds of 50 miles per hour. Now those are pretty crazy. Those were added later. In 1998, it reopened as rock-a-hula as a corporation bought it, renamed it, revamped it, chlorinated the water as we know it today, and put in those big fiberglass slides and ripped out the old steel ones. Well, one day, an employee decided they wanted to do some after-hours extracurricular activities, and they decided to go down one of the water slides. Well, it takes a little bit of time for the drop pool to fill at the very bottom, and he didn't wait long enough. He went down the slide after hours, had an accident, unfortunately was paralyzed. Went to court, sued, and won, even though it was kind of his fault. It was his wrongdoing, but in the end, it made the company go bankrupt, and unfortunately, the park closed. And ever since the lawsuit, which caused the closure in August 2000, it sat abandoned, in disarray, disrepair, in shambles, decaying in the desert. Good morning, everyone. LJ with today's adventure stop at a 1970s abandoned water park, formerly known as the most dangerous water park in America. Yes, we're here at Lake Dolores Water Park, also known as rock-a-hula. Are you ready for today's adventure? Come on, let's go. So in the 1970s, this was known as the local hangout spot on your way to Las Vegas. The natural springs, found underground, pumped the water up, and it was owned by a family. And the water park, the private lake, was named after the wife, Dolores. And right up on that hill, they had this crazy slide where you can stand up and whee down into the natural pools down below. And the water quality, it was brown and kind of murky, but they said it was safe. This was before chlorinated water and other water parks actually took over in the 80s and 90s. But this here being one of the first in the 1970s, and then later bought out by a corporation. But what did this place in? Well, not only fires recently, but what did this place in was a lawsuit by a former employee who had an accident here. And that was kind of the nail in the coffin to kind of do this place in. But can you imagine what a cool place this would have been back in the day to hang out, to meet girls, to have a bite to eat, and to play in the summer sun and the water. Morning. I've always driven past but never stopped, so today's the day. All right.
by any chance come here when you were younger?
No, but I've seen the stories of how like the water slides and stuff.
My family here.
Oh, really?
That was wild.
In the 80s?
In the 80s, yeah.
Oh, super cool.
I'm glad it shut down, man. That place was weird.
Yeah, for sure. All right. The fire recently, definitely, this place is in disrepair, to say the least. I don't really know the history around here or anything, or what this used to be as far as the water park. But I just spoke to a gentleman and his daughter, and he can remember in the early 80s coming here as a kid, and he said it was a pretty crazy place. It was very strange and super dangerous, apparently. So I guess the rumors were correct. Not really sure what was in here before, but I can definitely say this was the front entrance of the park right over there. It was purchased by a corporation, and the name was changed to Rock-a-hula Water Park. You can kind of see the remnants of the sign up there, what's left. And straight ahead are the turnstiles. So I can only assume maybe one of these was a ticket booth of some sort. I'm sure there are probably concessions, things to eat. As you walk around, you can kind of smell the kind of faint smell of urine in the air. Definitely not a clean place to be, but right over there looks like it's probably a welcome fountain of some sort. Up there, it looks like it's the old water tower, but this here used to be on a natural spring, so they actually used to pump up the water they used to use, and it was kind of a murky brown color, but apparently it was safe to have a water park in until later on chlorinated water became the standard for water parks in the 80s and 90s until today. But so we make our way over here. All those pilings up on the hill, including the scaffolding, the stairs, led to a stand-up water slide, probably one of the most dangerous things here in the park, where you would attempt to stand up the entire way down the slide till the splash pool at the very end. And this here is remnants of the old lazy river that was added on later. And I'd say it could be a skater's paradise, but with the rains recently, the water, the old abandoned tires, overgrown brush, definitely not a place to skate. Missing grates that you can probably fall into. But what's crazy is you can actually just drive right into this area. There's no gates or anything to stop you. There's no signs that say no trespassing. Apparently this is owned by some sort of corporation now, and there were plans at one point up until 2020 to redevelop this area as we walk across this bridge here. But who knows what the plans are now. But if you look carefully, there's little bits of artwork everywhere, as far as the eye can see. And if you actually search for it on Apple Maps, it describes this place as art. Check out that art, kids. Pretty amazing place. So if you can imagine, you're in the 70s, you're driving up in your Chevy Malibu. It's clean as can be. It's kind of the chocolate brown color. You're wearing your nice new high shorts, maybe green or blue, red in color with the white piping, with their striped socks pulled up to your kneecaps, and a random t-shirt with a number on it, 12, 5, 69, whatever it may be.
All right, all right, all right.
And you're here to check out the ladies here at Lake Dolores. What a piece of history. Hey, so I'm LJ with today's adventure stop here at the former Lake Dolores / rock-a-hula water park, abandoned water park. If you like today's video, give it a nice like and thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Do me a favor and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye, everyone.